Okay, today we are in verse 2. We're still in Ephesians 4. And we're going to start with the Amplified again. And it says, with all humility, forsaking self-righteousness. Okay, so that automatically means we are not assuming that we are always right. If we're going to be in all humility and we're going to forsake our self-righteousness, that means we're also going to position ourselves in a way where we can receive from others. All right, continuing. And gentleness. So with all humility and gentleness, maintaining self-control, with patience, bearing with one another in unselfish love. Wow. So that is so good. All right, he's telling us key things. Humility, patience, gentleness, and unselfish love. All right, and maintaining self-control. All of that is so good. And that is challenging enough for most of us, right? But let's look at it in the Passion Translation. And I hope you're sitting down because prepare to have your toes stepped on. Definitely me. I've already had my toes stepped on. Okay, so what does it say in the Passion? It says, with tender humility. And we already talked about humility at the top. But now he adds the word tender. So he's saying, what kind of humility? Tender humility. It makes me think, how do we treat a baby? Like we have a baby, we don't just grab the baby up, We're so tender. So with tender humility. All right? With tender humility and, oh, this is the one I just can barely even say it, quiet patience. Ouch. Patience is hard enough by itself. It's just hard enough. But when you add the word quiet, as in not complaining, not explaining, not demanding, not defending, all the ing words, you just quietly wait. That is not easy. But that's part of what tender humility looks like. Tender humility and quiet patience. Not I told you so, not how many times do I have to tell you. Quiet patience. When God, I'm tired of waiting, you promised. Quiet patience. Okay, let's keep going. Always demonstrating gentleness. Hello, always demonstrating gentleness. No matter how you feel, no matter if it's the millionth time, today, always demonstrating gentleness. Even if they were not gentle to you, there are no exceptions listed. He says, always demonstrate gentleness. Okay, keep going. And generous love. Not the bare minimum, not just enough to be able to say qualifies, but generous love. The word that comes to my mind is lavish. Just lavish love. Okay, so we have tender humility, quiet patience, generous love. Are you even thinking you can take more? Towards one another. And then it says, this is the clincher, especially towards those who try your patience. So what does this verse apply to? It applies to everyone, but especially to the people who get on your last nerve. Don't look at your spouse, don't look at your kids. Okay, that person, that's who this verse is written for. He is saying, I want you to be tender and humble. I want you to be quiet and patient. And I want you to be so lavish, so generous in your love. Lavish makes me think a lot of it. Generous makes me think you're willing to keep giving it. Wow, when I read this, when I hear this, the first thing that comes in my mind is Jesus saying, if you want to follow me, if you want to be like me, you need to deny yourself. You need to get rid of your agenda. Deny it. Forget yourself and take up your cross daily and follow me. You know what? I want to be a follower of Jesus. And you know what? Denying myself looks like this. Being tenderly humble, being quietly patient, and being generously loving. Going the second mile, friend. I encourage you today. Ask God, how can I improve in this area? God, help me with your spirit in me to be more humble and tender, to be more patient and quiet, and to be more generous in my love, especially to the ones who may try my patience. Because you know what? I surely need God to be all those things to me. And I'm very sure I try his patience sometime. Friend, I know we can do it. Ask him and he will give you everything you need to exactly walk in this verse.